Hello everyone, Praise here. Welcome back to more Sonic Generations for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. In this particular episode, we're going to go ahead and face off against our friend Shadow here. You're finally here, Sonic. I don't know where you are. Nor do I care. Alright, I don't care where we are, nor do I care. This is where I finish you, Sonic. Shadow, all big, tough antagonist, go slit your wrists more. Anyway, but let's get on with the whole history behind Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog was first introduced in Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast as a contradiction to Sonic, basically to counter him in all other aspects while being his equal. But Shadow has a much deeper story than just being Sonic's evil counterpart and or rival. Shadow has a very dark history that is actually full of a lot of pain and misery, and unfortunately he gets kind of an angst background because of it. But what happened was, about 50 years before Sonic Adventure 2, which would mean it would be about 40 years before Sonic in general, Professor Gerald Robotnik, Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, created a life form using DNA from the space leader Black Doom, leader of a race of creatures that are evil by nature, so to say. But using his DNA, he created Shadow, and from that moment, Shadow had made a friend in Maria, Gerald Robotnik's daughter. Maria and Shadow, best of friends. One day, Gunn visited the space colony Ark, where Shadow, Maria, and Gerald Robotnik are, to shut down Gerald Robotnik's continuation of plans on the Ark, and to ultimately kill Shadow and Maria, as they were accomplices or were part of his experiments, or part of Gerald Robotnik's experiments. Maria was mortally wounded at that point, but in order to save Shadow, locked him in a quote-unquote space pod and shoveled him down to Earth, where he was basically frozen in time in a high-security location where the gun facility was built upon. Fast forward to 50 years forward to Sonic Adventure 2. Current Robotnik, Ivo Robotnik, if you will, has released Shadow from his captivity, and Shadow seeks out revenge upon all the gun soldiers, everyone who has caused him grief in life, and to avenge Maria. But towards the end of that story, Maria, basically as a ghostly reminder, comes back to Shadow and reminds him, these people are not the bad guy, don't hurt them. Shadow has a very sudden change of heart, and instead of destroying humanity, saves it at the cost of his own life. Or so we think. This is where the lines start getting blurred on Shadow's existence. So now, after Sonic Adventure 2, some people think Shadow has had more clones. Shadow is a robot from the Sonic Heroes storyline, or that this is still the original Shadow and he somehow survived the plummet to Earth. No one knows the real answer. But Shadow seeks out that answer in his own game, Shadow the Hedgehog, where he's just looking for who he is and what his purpose in life was. That's all he tries to do. And he's influenced by many of his quote-unquote friends, Sonic and others. And he's also influenced by Black Doom, Dr. Robotnik at times. With this being said, Shadow, when playing through Shadow the Hedgehog, you basically kind of choose a high morality system, but in order to complete the game, you have to basically go to the 5 different morality choice endings and then choose whether you want to be an evil ending or a good ending. So there is a pure good ending, a pure evil ending. But when you complete all 10 of those, Shadow faces off against Black Doom himself as Super Shadow, ultimately destroying him. And through the series of events that took place throughout the entirety of Shadow the Hedgehog, he lets go of his past. He basically has a burial ceremony for what was his life and decides to start anew, knowing that he was just meant to protect. And that, in general, is the story of Shadow the Hedgehog. Kind of a gruesome story, isn't it? Anyway, let's go ahead and fight off against Shadow. I love him as a rival. By the way, Radical... This is going to feature a short clip from the Space Colony arc. Little tidbit. They actually included Radical Highway from Sonic Adventure 2 as the level in Sonic Adventure 2 logo. So what we have to do is we have to hit these... we have to race Shadow to these orbs up here. And he can speed dash too, by the way. We have to race him to these orbs up here. And if we get two, if we get two of these orbs, damn it! Whoever gets two of those orbs basically goes into kind of a super mode. Unfortunately, Shadow mimics you blow for blow. And he did back in Sonic Adventure 2 as well. I'm going to get that orb. I'm going to get this orb. Now, you want to get the two orbs and power up. Because after two orbs, you can attack your opponent. Cross swords. Shadow disappeared there for a second. He's doing the same thing I am. He just wants to get at that. But I have a bigger desire to get there. Then once you're charged up, just bounce into every meteor you see to slow Shadow down to hit him. God. Now if I hit him, just boost right into him until he dies, like that. That's it. That's really the whole fight. It's not that difficult, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Shadow. You're a good rival. And a very interesting story, but I must defeat you. Record time. I think I've actually defeated him quicker, but I like that fight. I like how it's set up. Good fight, Shadow, but I must request that Chaos Emerald now. Anyway, so that was with Shadow defeated. So next time, we're going to go to Seaside Hill. However the hell we get into the challenge. Hold on. Challenges! They start over here. Oh god, you. Well, we'll save that for next time. But Flicky! That was totally masculine. I don't care. Anyway, so next time on Sonic Generations, we're going to go ahead and go into Classic Sonic's challenges for Seaside Hill. I shall see you then.